Hey, it's Destiny, and I have a rant. And if I sound weird, it's because I am really sick. I have this head cold, but I didn't want to let it stop me from doing this video because in the last couple of days, I've been to a gun show, a couple of different gun stores. I went to my range a couple of times in a row, and just this attitude that I'm getting from guys, I had to talk to you about. There is this mentality of disrespect towards females at the range, and I have to address it. When I'm going to the range, I see a number of different kinds of guys. Like, some of them are respectful, and they're generally the older ones, and the ones who aren't trying to date me. But the disrespectful ones have made really quite an impression on me. Some of them are like the ladies' men. They're the ones who are, hey, I got these guns, and so, I'm cool. And, like, for them, it's like picking up chicks at the bar. It's just a way to flex their muscles and, rev their engines and show how masculine they are. And that's just not what I'm going there for. I want to go shoot. Another group of guys that I see that are just disrespectful are these protectors. And, like, it comes out of this concern for the weaker sex. They want to, like, help somebody out. Oh, sweetie, if you hold that gun like that, if you shoot this big caliber, you might break your wrist. You're going to hit yourself in the face with that. You can't handle all of that. And they're just expecting that, they're genuinely helping somebody. But the idea that they take this mindset going into the situation, they have no idea who these ladies are, and giving all this instruction about how, you're female, you must be limp-wristing. Let me just protect you. Let me save you from yourself because you don't know how to handle these firearms. You're going to hurt yourself, break your wrist. Another group of people that I see a lot of, I'm sure you guys, you see it at the gym just as much as you see it at the range, where there's the guru, the know-it-all, the coach, who you didn't ask them their opinion. You didn't ask them how they feel about Weaver stance versus isosceles. You didn't ask them about, certain firearm, but they butt right on in. And like, hey, no, I gotta tell you, well, I used to be doing this a certain way. I used to hold a gun like this, but you're doing it wrong. When they've got maybe 2 months worth of experience, but because I'm a female, immediately they assume they gotta teach me something. Personally, I like to go into an interaction with people with an open mind. I know that I'm newer on firearms than a lot of people are, and I would love to take the opportunity to learn from those who have more experience. And I was brought up to respect people who are older than me, and I want to have a learning opportunity. But if you come into this with this condescending attitude of how you have to teach me something, and because, how could I know something because I'm a female, it's just right off the bat is a really bad way to start trying to give me some sort of instruction that I may or may not need. The next kind of disrespectful guy is the show-off. They're the kind of guy who they want, hey, come look at this gun, look what I'm shooting. Or they're with their friends, or they're trying to get, other people from other shooting lanes over to them to just look at my gun. See how manly I am? I mean, look at this, it's so, it's such a huge caliber, it's so heavy. And these show-offs, they go and they make lots of noise about, because they're all trying to grab all this attention. And shooting isn't for them a shooting sport. It's just an ego trip. Another one that I think is very unique to females as far as, like, disrespectful range goers go is the gawkers that they attract. Sometimes it's the women who are wearing inappropriate range clothing with shorter skirts and lower cut tops. It's like, whoa, what are you doing with all of that everything out? And that's distracting, I get that. But sometimes I'll just be wearing, like, my t-shirt, my jeans, and a ball cap, and I'll have people just, like, congregate, like, just kind of slowly. Sometimes people will just stop, even, like, in their own shooting lane, just stop and, like, looking over at me. And it's, for me, it's just like, why are you watching me? And I can't imagine for someone who's maybe a newer shooter even than I am, trying to deal with, like, this awkward just gazing, because they don't even talk to you. They just kind of sit there and stare. Just say something or go back to do your shooting thing. Like, that's just awkward. Now, the last group, the group that just really kills me, the salespeople.
They don't even have to be the ones behind the counter, but they can be the ones who maybe they're just brand loyalists and they really want to sell you whatever they shoot. Or maybe they are behind the counter and they want to try and push some sort of product because they have an agenda. And they're generally super condescending. Or my favorites, they are the fashion consultants. And they want to sell me a gun because it's pink. Or it has pink grips. Or look at all these patterns. Or look at these accessories you can get. I don't care. Like, I'm here because I want to shoot. And I want to get, when I'm looking to purchase a new firearm, chances are if I'm looking at a gun, I've already put a good 10 to 12 hours worth of research into it just because that's my personality type. I like to do a lot of reading up on something and get a kind of a basis of information before I go shop. But then I go to the gun store and I've got these guys who are like, oh, or I'll go with my dad and I'm like, oh, you should buy her this because you should get your girl into shooting and she'll like this cute little pink 22, because as though the 22 in pink is what's going to be most appropriate for a female. Like, that idea that I shouldn't carry, that I wouldn't want to carry something like this, which, this is what I like to shoot. This is my favorite, and it's what I shoot best with. So to have that mindset of a guy who's going to come up and just assume, and not without even trying to get to know me or anything about my interests in shooting and what my capabilities are, and tell me that this isn't what I should have. It's just really frustrating because I don't think a lot of guys have to deal with that kind of mindset and I see that all the time as a female at the range or the gun store or the gun show that I went to today. And, it just makes me think, I think women will never really be accepted as equals on the range unless maybe they dress like this.